this is Justine, the Subaru Queen, doing a little demo video on adaptive cruise control and lane departure warning, lane keep assist, and lane centering. Here we go. So take a look at the center display here. You can see the digital speedometers coming up. This display is a little bit different than some of the other vehicles in the Subaru lineup. So notice right here, oops, somebody's calling me. Is I'm going to turn on the cruise control by selecting the button on the steering wheel. Looks like a car with a speedometer. And we're ready. So once we start to cruise here, I can set my cruise control with the toggle. Press down on the toggle to set it. I'm going to switch lanes and set my cruise. Boom. So notice we're going 54. If I click on the toggle, you'll notice that it adjusts up to the next 5-mile increment. See how it's going up to 55, 60, now 65. So you notice also that we've got animation that looks like our car and then animation that's like a vehicle in front of it. I can adjust how far I want to be from the lead vehicle by moving distance marking. So these little buttons here work as distance marking. So like if we're going 60 miles an hour from the lead vehicle, I would be about 200 feet. If we were going 60 and we were at the shortest distance from the lead vehicle, I'd be about 100 feet from the lead vehicle. So the car, if you notice, just kind of slowed us down because somebody was exchanging off of the freeway here. So notice I've sped up and I'm going 65 is my maximum speed. So I've set my speed maximum 65. So if somebody in front of me is going 90, I'm not going to go 90, I'm only going to go 65. Notice also that there's some lane markings on either side of the road. And on the animation on the touchscreen, you notice that each of those lane markings is highlighted bright white. So it means that the cameras are picking up those lane markings. So if I were to like let go of the steering wheel, it would sort of ping pong me from lane marking to lane marking. So notice how it's just scooting me to the other side and I got a yellow line. Once it sees another line, it's going to ping pong me back. So another thing that you just saw is the car will also notify you to keep your hands on the steering wheel. So what I was doing there was definitely a no-no. I'm going to curve around here and take the freeway back just so we can do a little bit more cruising. I want to talk about lane departure warning. So as you can see, it gave us a little beeping. It showed us that we left our lane without a signal, so I didn't have my signal on. Ooh, we get to keep going. Here we go. Now, if we were to have just taken that ramp and there were a vehicle in front of us, the car would continue to follow that car up the ramp. And if there were a light there, it would have just stopped us after that vehicle. So I'm just going to resume our trip by pulling up on the toggle and resume 65 miles an hour is our max speed. And we're following this bus here at about 46 miles an hour. Now notice there's another car that's merging. The car will just slow itself down and kind of keep itself that distance that we've set from the lead vehicle. So about 100 feet at 60 miles an hour. This is actually a great time to be driving. Lots of traffic. I'm going to change lanes again. Notice how the vehicle speeds up. Right, so when the car locks onto a vehicle, so we're adapting to the distance from the lead vehicle, and our lane keep assist is looking at those lane markings. It also will center you between those lanes when your adaptive cruise control is working and when it senses those lane markings. In order for your car to pick it up, it's got to be 37 miles an hour or more. So you really have to be going typically like freeway or highway speeds to be able to use this lane centering or lane keeping assist function. So it's locked onto another vehicle, but it's way far in front of us. So we're still adapting to it, but because they're so far in front, we're not going to keep that 100 feet of distance because they're going just a little bit faster than we are and a little further away. change lanes one more time. Notice how we're slowing down pretty quickly here. Now, I don't have my foot on the brake. My foot is totally free this whole entire time. I haven't even used the brakes. One other thing I should mention is the heads-up display. So right now I have a green light. You might not be able to see it in the video. I've got a green light because our cruise control is on. Anytime your lane departure warning comes on, you're going to see notifications of flashing yellow lights or your blind spot detection. So if somebody comes up in our blind spot. Ooh, let's see if we can adapt to this vehicle and have the vehicle stop. Ooh, it's going to come in too hot. Coming in too hot. Woo-wee. It was a little bit too fast. Something I should mention is that at this time of day, it's really, really hard to see because of the sun coming down. If the sun is in a position that it's right straight into the camera, you'll notice that your eyesight might actually turn off. So you'll see eyesight off with a slash through it because the sun is coming down into a position where it's actually blinding the cameras. So this is something that's considered one of your precautions or things that you should know about the eyesight. Another one is you want to make sure that you clean the interior glass with just a cloth instead of spraying directly onto it because the cameras are completely exposed. I hope you enjoyed this little video on adaptive cruise control, lane departure warning, lane keeping assist, and we better get going.